This couple was trapped in a frozen car. Outside it was snowing, so the temperature dropped drastically. Their activities were limited, especially since they had to save food supplies. The two of them were Naomi and Matt, a couple who planned to go to Naomi's father's house, but in the middle of the trip Matt decided to stop to rest. Unfortunately, when they woke up, the car they were driving was covered in snow until it was frozen and couldn't move. Even though the electricity could still be on, but there was nothing they could do but hope someone would find them. Even though if they kept moving and didn't stop they could get to the nearest hotel, but Matt decided it. Now they are really trapped, so arguments are unavoidable. The signal is limited and Naomi's cell phone battery is very low. Naomi is pregnant and they have to try to save the food they have. The food should be for the family waiting for them at home, but they have no choice but to eat it in order to survive. Armed with a small candle to make the cabin warm, they have been trapped there for days. Food is getting thinner and drinks are also running out. They have to save. There was a small accident there. Matt accidentally dropped an uncapped drink bottle because Naomi didn't close it. As a result, there was another argument between them. A few moments later, there was the sound of a car coming. They tried to scream but couldn't be heard, then tried to sound the horn but unfortunately it still couldn't be heard. They had gone through the 7th day. They were still holding on but with increasingly thin supplies. Matt tried to melt the ice that was stuck to the car window, hoping little by little they could find a way out, while Naomi tried to call her father and connect, but unfortunately Naomi's cell phone battery was weak and their call was cut off. On the 11th day they were still holding on. Piles of snow still covered their car. Until not long after there was the sound of a car coming from a distance. They shouted again for help, but the sound of the car was louder than Matt and Naomi's screams until the car just passed them. The situation made them even more annoyed and emotional. They argued and fought again. This time it was about the child Naomi was carrying. Matt said that maybe Naomi didn't want the child because Naomi was seen taking drugs to abort the baby. But Naomi denied it. There was no way she wanted to abort her pregnancy. On the 15th day, they were still there and holding on, but Matt looked tired. With the strength he had, he tried to break the ice little by little around the car door, whether this would be in vain or not, until one night Naomi felt pain in her stomach. It seemed like she was going to give birth. Inevitably, Naomi had to give birth in the car, assisted by Matt with all her might. Naomi tried until she gave birth to a handsome and healthy baby boy. On the 17th day they were there. Matt looked weaker day by day. He gave up the remaining food for Naomi so she could breastfeed their child. Day by day they continued to pass. Until on the 20th day Matt breathed his last. Naomi tried to wake him up, but in vain. Matt was gone. Their child cried while Naomi tried to keep waking her husband up. Naomi now realized that they were now alone. One night a car passed by, but again Naomi couldn't call him. Her voice wouldn't come out because it was covered in very thick snow. The food was gone. Naomi was confused about what to eat. Until Naomi decided to eat her baby's placenta so she could breastfeed her child. On the 24th day Naomi heard the sound of dripping water in her car. She tried to dig up the snow from Matt and it turned out she could. The snow seemed to have started to melt. With all her strength Naomi continued to dig and managed to make a way out. She quickly took her child and started walking, leaving the car and her husband's body. Naomi continued walking, but she didn't find a single car. Until finally her efforts were not in vain. She managed to arrive at the hotel where she was originally going. She and her child were safe. That was the storyline of the film Centigrade. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and see you later.